Streaming now.
Okay. Should be live. Let's see.
Refresh.
Let me refresh. And yep, we are live.
Boom.
Hey, everybody.
All right,
Tweet us
let
out from
me
YouTube
now.
Gaming.
What's up, everybody?
Hey, everybody in chat.
There we go.
There we go. We're live.
Mesa down.
Oh, that's
Is
funny.
it?
That's literally the only thing you can see in the shot. I see it now. Oh, that's awful.
Tweet this
That's
out.
what I'm saying, dude. Just if you shift yourself over a little bit.
Hey, what's up,
yourself.
Canadian? D?
That's
Canadian D.
off.
Tweet this
that.
out.
It's funny. I even put the Lays thing to the right of it so you can see that it's got the email thing. You see
Oh,
that?
yeah, that he did. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, he did that at GuardianCon a couple years ago. What's up, everybody?
Everybody in the chat getting tipsy.
Everybody
Chat.
in the chat getting tipsy.
Everybody in the chat.
Yeah.
All right. We got a good one in store tonight, guys. No doubt.
Yeah, lots to talk about, man. Lots to talk.
Oh my God.
What's
yeah.
up, Brian? Hey, Cade 6 is back. What's up, Cade?
Kate 6, what
Cade, you
up?
going to change your name, buddy?
Right?
After September 4th? He's going to change it to, if they replace the Vanguard, replace
Okay.
Cade 6 with
Change
a
it.
different Vanguard.
Change it to will somebody
Kate,
please
where'd you
kill
go, man? Your mic
Aldrin?
went, or your camera
come
went. Wah.
Oh, it'll come back. It was just the Skype went down for a second.
Gotcha.
I love Skype.
Your lovely Skype.
Skype.
Oh shit! Where did it go?
We'll wait till Kato comes back, and then we'll fire it up, chat. There he is.
Hey, B-Made. What's up, B-Made? Everybody get their Whisper and Ship this weekend?
Oh, I'll get the shipped next week because I skipped the first week.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Immediately, everyone's it's a King's Fall reskin. It looks better than a King's Fall.
Yeah, well, it totally does,
It
dude.
does. It's like animated. It's pretty cool.
All
like
right.
it.
Well, chat, we got some good stuff to talk about tonight. As always, we got some Solstice feedback, some things to talk about, some little mini servitors and things to talk about. So you boys ready?
Ready?
Do it.
Here we go. Guardian Radio, episode 261. God, it's incredible. All right, here we go. So many freaking shows, dude. Here we go. Welcome, everyone, to Guardian Radio, the first and longest running Destiny podcast on the net. You are tuned into episode 261. My name is Mark Turcotte, and joining me this week from no longer inside his closet,
That's right.
K-Dub. K-Dub, what's up, dude?
Man, I was so busy at work today. I was going to print a bunch of stuff with rainbows and whatever and say, hey, I'm out of the closet. What's
He's out
up?
of the closet.
Like, I am in the den. So it is pretty awesome. Let me adjust this a little bit so people can kind of see maybe. I can't really see, but you can see the
You calling it the man cave?
caption and then my Destiny stuff. I've got a bunch of other
I
stuff
like
to
the
put
big
up.
stand-up version of me you have in the corner there.
Yeah, yeah, Mark, did you see my dog freak out about him?
Yeah.
My dog came in and was just barking at it, went nuts, and went running out of the room. It was hilarious.
It's great.
But so yeah, man, it's awesome. I've got a couch in here. The dog can chill, and so man, it's really cool. It's been fun doing it. I've got 2 desks. I've got 4 screens in here. It's pretty nuts. So yeah,
Moving is the worst, but I love you
Yeah.
did it right because
Absolutely
your
the worst.
priorities were getting the man
dude.
cave.
Today,
set
my
up,
boss shook my hand and I about cried because it hurts so bad. Just my hands and my feet, like you don't even understand. Everything hurts.
man. Oh, that's great.
So
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
Let's see that other voice you heard there from the Heart of Queens, our King of Queens, Mesa Sean. Sean, what's up, dude?
I'm doing well, guys, but man, I don't know how to say this, but I relapsed hard this weekend on Call of Duty Black Ops 4. I literally, since Thursday night till last night, have not.
fell off the wagon.
I fell off the wagon, recovering Call of Duty S-head, as I always say.
Yeah.
I literally played it, I think, from Thursday night until last night at like 5 in the morning. My sleep schedule's all messed up because I was going to bed so late playing it. It felt like 2012 and 13 all over again. I have
Nice.
not enjoyed a COD since then, and it's because of the time to kill.
I was just going to say,
And-
Sean, I think that Time to Kill, I hear it's a little familiar to some people who may be tuning in the show.
Well, yeah, see, if you're a Call of Duty fan of the last few Call of Duties, you're going to have a problem because it's no more some kid hopped up on G Fuel who just looks at you and you're dead within 2 bullets. No,
First person that sees you wins.
You have gunfights, and you actually see a health bar, kind of like Destiny. So
nice.
Me being a Destiny or used to PvP Destiny, where it's a long time to kill, I'm wasting people because I'm used to having fights and I have a scuff, and there's a lot of jump shotting in Call of Duty Black Ops 4. It's not Black Ops 2 is about drop shotting. Black Ops 4 is about jump shotting, and there's no wall running. The maps are perfectly beautiful. Not even aesthetically, they're just laid out like Black Ops 2. 3 lanes of traffic, flanking routes. And yeah, nice. I'm looking forward to the beta coming back this Friday. I think it's open beta.
It's open, right? I think at that point too.
PC, so cool. Download it or pre-order for $5. Play it, guys. It's Sweet. A lot of fun.
Welcome to Call of Duty Radio.
That's right, Call of Duty Radio starting next week.
Oh my God, I don't want to scare people. I'm not going to. I told folks, listen, I'm not a COD channel. That's not me. But I cover any game that I fall in love with. But it was refreshing to have a multiplayer game that I could just get lost in. Because you guys know me, I can only take the Crucible, Star Wars Battlefront 2, Titanfall 2, any multiplayer game I could take in doses of half hour, 40 minutes. Black Ops 4, it's like 5 hours go by and I'm grinding it because you want to get to that next weapon attachment. Right. Oh, I just unlocked the Spitfire. Now I'm trying to I got dual mags and I got extended mag. Now I want to get rapid fire on it and make it really a bullet hose. And just so much grinding. And I think they nailed it this year, I think. Last few years wasn't so great. I mean, World War II was okay, but I don't like short time to kills. Yeah. I like it. And we're going to talk about some time to kills within Destiny 2.
That's right. Well, what's up, everybody? Thank you, as always. You are indeed tuned into a Destiny podcast here on Guardian Radio. Thank you, as always, for joining us. Big what's up to everybody over on YouTube at youtube.com/Mesa Sean. That's right. We do the show live every week on Sean's YouTube channel. So if you want to tune in live, it's on Monday nights. But follow us on Twitter at Guardians of D. It's the best way to know when our start time is going to be. And don't forget, you can email us, feedback at theguardiansofdestiny.com. We have some great emails coming up later on in the show. So send us your emails. Give us your feedback on Solstice of Heroes and everything we're going to talk about tonight. We love reading your emails here on the show. And real quick, a couple things. One, if you want to help support the show, you got a couple ways you can do it. We have our Podbean Patron program, which you can find the links in the show notes. We're actually recording our latest episode of EBD this week, and that is where we talk about everything but Destiny. So if you want to get access to that, $5 gets you access to the podcast, $7 gets you to that and the video. And of course, that's how we keep the show rolling with the hosting, as well as helping us get to Guardian Con every year. Another way to help support the show, if you want to do that, you can also look in our show notes or over on our website. You can find a link to our TeePublic store where you can get t-shirts, Guardian Radio t-shirts, as well as a slew of other Destiny shirts. And any shirt you buy there helps support the podcast as well. So if you want to help support the show, that would be awesome if you guys could do that. Well, guys, we have great stuff to talk about this week. Lots of just feedback on Solstice of Heroes. We have, like Sean mentioned, the time to kill. We have ships dropping, all kinds of stuff. So let's get into it in our first segment, our news segment that we call Dispatches from the Traveler. All right. Well, guys, Solstice of Heroes, the latest event, the recapping event for Destiny 2, or the end cap, the night cap, whatever you want to call it, is here. And I want to, before we get into, I guess, kind of what the event has you doing, I just want to talk about how incredible the tower looks.
Like,
it is cool.
The minute you spawn in and there is confetti falling and the statue is there, and you kind of walk around and see all that. But then the best part is when you go to the first encounter you have with the statue, and it teleports you down to the city, and you're walking around the streets of the city, and you see the ramen shop, and you get to see all that. Kudos to the guys at Bungie for just knocking that out of the park. Like, that was so cool to be able to experience that.
They probably built that from scratch, too, just for this event, I think. You know what I mean? I don't think that would, because some people were saying that was probably there. You know, people love saying cut content. They probably built that just for this event and stuff like that, you know?
Yeah.
I thought it was all, I wish you could go, you can't go back to it, right?
No, you
see
can.
It then first time?
I think you can. If you go back to that main statue, it brings you back to that area to see Ikora, I think.
Oh,
right?
Okay.
I think you
can.
Well,
no, right. The statue, you go to pick up your bounties and I guess turn your gear, your scorched gear to the rekindled gear and all that stuff. But I think once you have that little thing where you go talk to Ikora, I think that's the only time that you go there.
I thought you could go back, man. Honestly, I haven't tried, Sean. But
yeah.
I can go back on my Warlock.
Yeah, I can go on my Warlock and my Hunter. But very cool, man. You know, to see that. You think about what we've had really drop in a matter of just a few weeks. We had the great space with the Whisper Quest, which was just an incredible space. And now we have this space we got to go to. I think, if anything, this should be a lesson learned that we need things like this in Destiny. We need to have these things where, and yeah, they're saying, no, you can't go back. So to have something like that where it's like a one-time thing, as much as it sucks, those moments are awesome. And that's when Destiny is almost at its best. Because it's like, think about back to the beta of the original Destiny. That what was it, a 2-hour span? We got to go to the moon.
Yep.
And nobody wanted to leave. I mean, what, Bife and those guys were in there for like 6 hours.
Yeah, I was in there for like 2 hours after the beta was over.
So great.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, the farm, remember, I think more console and unknown play were in there for like 5 hours or something like that after the farm closed that one weekend.
Yep. I mean, it's so cool to have things like that. And you know, if anything, you know, they should have spaces in Forsaken or moving forward that maybe open up maybe once a month or every 2 months, whatever it is. Just give us something like that because it's cool and it gives people a reason to check back into the game, which I think seems to be what many, many people are doing this week. It seems like Solstice has been kind of a hit because people that haven't been playing are coming back. They have a meaningful grind. The grind that is there, be it, yes, it is somewhat of a grind, it is entertaining, and if anything, at least those missions, the Redux missions, really flip things on their head. I mean, let's talk about the, what's the one?
The servitors, the baby
servitors.
servitors.
Is it the Spark? Is that the name of that mission?
Spark, it is.
Yeah.
And
I love it, dude.
I gotta tell you a story about that real quick. So I was actually running that with Strider, our buddy, and when we got there and we killed the first servitor, I wasn't looking at the server. I'm like, as soon as it went down, I started looking at other things to shoot. You know, like as soon as you kill something, you know it's dead. You start looking around, and I was shooting other ads. And he's like, "There's more servitors," and I'm like, "What do you say?" He goes, "That one just had babies." and then we started killing those, and he goes, "No, stop killing them. They keep having babies." It was so hilarious.
Well, I think that was the best thing, dude. They did it with the one big servitor. You know, you kill that, and you're like, okay, that's the mission. And then they just keep coming out, and they just keep getting smaller and smaller and smaller. It's so cool. And I hope we see those again in Forsaken. I hope we see the return of the mini servitors.
I think this is all a big test for Forsaken in year 2 because we're doing Redux story missions. The daily story playlist or daily story missions are coming back. And also, they said in the Game Informer interview that we're going to be upgrading our gear in Forsaken, and 10 upgrades will make it a masterwork. So I get a feeling this is kind of a test for us to see how we handle, enjoying those Redux story missions. I'm enjoying them.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm enjoying doing specific tasks to upgrade the armor from the Scorch to the Rekindled. And like you said, it brings back grind. If you want to upgrade your gear, because all the armor's going to drop with 2 random perks. And then if you like it, all right, you know what, let me lock it and let me do some upgrading here. And to do specific tasks that makes you do other things within a game, whether it's go get, all right, here's someone will make a video, here's a farm for melee kills here, or I need to go get like my Nightfall video about getting orbs in the front of the Nightfall, you know? I think that's all a good thing to make us do everything within a game. And that's why I'm saving the PvP part for tomorrow when Mayhem Clash hits. So,
well, Sean, you know what? It's funny. Like it's the grind is almost like I don't want to say that the upgrading of the armor is like bounties, but it almost is, right? It's a meaningful bounty on that piece of gear, which I think is really cool. It basically blends, hey, upgrading your gear with putting a bounty, tying it in, and forcing you to go maybe outside your comfort zone and do something to specifically invest yourself in that piece of gear. And I think that's great because then it's no longer just, oh, let me just run this bounty and get some tokens, or let me just go put some, whatever. Remember MD1, it was like motes of light into this piece of gear, which really meant nothing. Where here it's like, no, you got to go out, give this many void kills in the strike playlist, with whatever the subclass equipped. And so like that's a great addition.
Yep, we've been asking for carrots on the end of the stick where we know what we're going to get when we do what we're doing. Yep. And it was absolutely a grind. And the super kills in PvP were a little bit of a pain in the butt a little bit. But it was just one of those things where you know what you had to do and you knew what the result was going to be when you did it. And that's how I'm fine with grind like that. And it was great. And it was a lot of fun. Yep. And, I played more PvP in this last week than I have in probably 6 months. But it was great.
Were you going hammers or Striker Titan to get the super kills?
I was going Striker Titan, and I was going. The way that I figured it out to do it quickly is I actually played Supremacy with Striker Titan. Okay. So you know they're going for an orb. You know where they're going. It's a little easier than maybe a clash situation. I know that when I'm supered, I'm going to go an area where there's a lot of orbs and hang around a corner. And actually, on what's the original D2 map that came out that we played at the LA event, that had countdown on it? I forget the name of the map, but that
Just
original.
Shore?
No. The original
no.
D2
It's like the
map.
urban one almost.
What is it?
Midtown.
Yeah,
Midtown. That's it.
yes.
Yeah.
In that, there's that one room that you jump up and go through where the heavy is now. And everybody always, when they respawn, they come running up through that way to go, and I knew that. And I was supered, and I was like, okay, group up for me, group up. And I jumped up in there, and I got an entire team wipe. I got 6 of them.
I saw that on Twitter. Yeah, you posted that to Twitter, right? Yeah, I saw that.
Yes, I did. And that's how I finished my super kills. But it was pretty cool. I mean, that was that. And then there's a couple secrets that I also put on Twitter to help people out, because if you needed thank God for Rally the Flag, can I just say? Because if you need to get your melee kills, or you need to get super kills in general or whatever, go find a public event that has just started the timer, that's just starting, and you have to get 5 minutes till it spawns. Fast travel to that, the one that's close. Rally the Flag, just kill some mobs with your super that are right there. Fast travel to that same spot, rinse and repeat. I would get in there 3 different times and kill things before the event spawn. And then the other thing to remember, if you need melee kills, is sword counts.
Sword hilt counts too, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
So I personally, I was just rallying the flag and using my, and I was using Shield Titan at that time, because Shield worked as well.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the way that I got those done pretty quick.
Captain America in it.
That's right.
Nice. What do you got? What do you think of some of the other missions? What was it? The 1AU? Is that the one I said that was just kind of like a
that one was a pain in the butt.
I did it. By the way, I did all these solo myself. I saw somebody in the chat mention that. I did, and that one solo was just like
that was
just
murder.
a pain in the ass. I mean, it was cool. I will say it was tough. I mean, I wiped a few times just because sometimes what I found the best way to progress through it was to kind of push forward, let the enemy spawn, and then come back, backtrack a little bit and kind of pick them off from range. But that mission to me was the one that was probably the least fun. But other than that, I think most of the missions, I like it. And Sean, I hope that, kind of what I think you were alluding to with the daily missions in Forsaken, I hope they do something like this, where we play our story missions, and then if there's a way for them to give multiple versions of these missions, or we've already heard that the what are they called, the guys that we're tracking down, or those heroic lost sectors, that those bosses, the bounties that we're going to get on those, and is that what they're calling them, bounties? Where it's like
they're called outlaw lost sectors.
Outlaws, but just hunting down those outlaws. They said they could spawn anywhere. They could spawn in a strike. They could spawn in maybe one of these missions. How cool would that be if how we had those servitors at the end of that mission, where suddenly you do the daily mission and it's kind of the same, a little bit more difficult, and then instead of the end, it being the typical end of the mission, it's one of those outlaws, and so you're finishing not only that outlaw, but you're also finishing that daily story. That would be cool if they're able to kind of bring all that in and give us multiple versions of these story missions, because then you're checking in every day to see what the story mission is. You're running it. You're upgrading gear. It's like like you said, Kato, that carrot at the end of the stick is what we always want in this game, and anything that pushes that forward is great.
Yep.
What else on Solstice? I think is there anything else? I guess that we need to mention. I guess with that, I mean, it seems to me like the event is a huge success. I love the fishing emote. I think it's hilarious. I saw somebody put on Reddit. They just spawned on the Titan and just looked off in the distance. And there was a guy standing on the edge of one of the I'm going to call it a pier. It's not even a pier, but just standing there, just casting the fish. Like that's all he was doing, just casting the fishing pole into the water on Titan. I thought that was hilarious.
That's funny. Oh, just real quick. Last week was this week right now, if you're watching this on YouTube, is the best week to do Eater of Worlds Prestige, because you could have a sniper for your power. And
nice.
we we killed Argos in literally under a minute every time. No supers whatsoever. Just Black Spindle, Whisper of the Worm. Sorry, I refuse to call it that. With box breathing, man. Each shot does an insane amount, because we time it until one of us said we know it's going to go because you have Prism on, right? So it's going to go from Void, Arc, Solar, Void, Arc, Solar. So we time it so it's just at the end of Arc. You wait for it to go Arc. I mean, the Arc is about to end.
Yep.
Bring down the shield. Switches to Solar. Everyone Whisper of Worm. He's dead. It was so awesome.
Wow.
When I was running that, so I'll get my catalyst done on Whisper next week, because I like I said, I was a week behind. So the guys that I was running with, they got theirs completed with the catalyst and everything, and went and started just looking at how much damage, and it was doing like 18,000 to the head.
Yeah.
Wow. What was, you know what, Sean?
ridiculous.
Did you see that post on Reddit? Something about how the base damage has been like. I guess there was like a cap for base damage, and it's just been thrown like out the window.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah. So
I
it's
don't
like,
know. I didn't
I
see
think
that.
right now you can just do insane amounts of damage with some of the weapons that are out there, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's talk about the weekly update this week. We had some neat little just tally and numbers and some things that they put out. They put out a nice visual spread of all this stuff. So it's when they pulled all this, it was community highlights from the last 77 days of Warmind launching. So in 77 days, of course, Bungie had to pick the 7-7 because we're always talking about 7s when it comes to Bungie.
Right.
And this was all the way until the final Season 3 faction rally. And I just want to point out that the engrams being opened... More dead orbit people opened engrams. Over 33, what's that? 33,000, or I'm sorry, 33 million people dead orbit. 20 million future war cult, and only 18 million new monarchy. Which, hey, future war cult, new monarchy, pretty close. I mean, you're only talking about a difference of 2 million when it comes to those. But in terms of the normal raid clears, over 6.4 million normal raid clears. Prestige raid clears were under 1 million. Didn't even hit that. 757,000. Let's see. Public events completed. This number's insane. 263 million public events.
That's all. 260 million.
Escalation protocol waves completed. 77 million. Now, that doesn't come into account, I guess, the final one, right? They didn't give us the final number of the 7th wave. That just says waves.
No, it just says wave. Yeah, those are all wave 1.
Yeah, so I would, yeah. Let's see. Players with Whisper of the Worm, only 194,000, which is kind of neat. Players with the Redrix Claymore, this one, 8,750 people.
That's it. And I saw somebody
Pretty
on
amazing.
Twitter. I saw somebody on Twitter yesterday said it took them 427 matches.
Godspeed.
Gave the stats of how many wins and losses and whatnot. But I mean, over 400 matches to get that thing, and they had a decent win clip. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's crazy, man. I mean, it's cool to have a weapon like that, right? In the game.
Yep.
And then the big
The
one.
last one is the most important.
Shaders deleted.
Shaders
Over
deleted.
807 million shaders were deleted. And what was, I don't even think we put it up here. What was the time spent? Somebody said it was like 26 years or something ridiculous.
25 years.
Well, it takes, how long does it take to delete a shader? Maybe 2 seconds?
Yeah.
Someone calculated it on Reddit.
Like,
I love
yeah,
it.
Someone in chat said it too. It's 25 years.
that's amazing.
Oh, that's
Shader.
incredible.
It's so amazing.
I'm surprised Raul's only going to delete them in bulks of 5. Like, why
I
not?
know. I don't
I
understand.
have like 1,500
So
blue
Sean,
geometry.
so we'll spend
shaders.
what, like 6 years deleting shaders in bulk form?
I know, right?
Hey, it's a little bit better, right?
It is a little better.
But yeah, check out this infographic. I think it's pretty neat, man. And there was something about the pledges to the faction rallies as well. And it looks like more hunters pledge future war cult, more hunters pledge dead orbit, and more hunters pledge new monarchy. So it's like of all the classes, it's like the hunters. I guess is that pointing out there's more hunters in the game, or is that maybe those people are playing PvP?
There was.
Easily.
I forget who it was that I saw that was saying.
Play the Crucible?
No, it was some. I forget who it was saying that. Like condoms are 99% effective, birth control 99% effective, but hunter mains 100%. Or something like that. It was funny.
That's great.
They have to be the most played class. I mean, in the Crucible, that's all I run into. And I'm generalizing here, but I feel like the vast majority of the sweatiest sweats play as hunters, you know?
Yep.
I do better when I go on my Night Stalker with the constant invis, with the frosties for constantly regenning my grenades and stuff, you know?
Yep.
Yep.
Let's see what else we got. This was interesting about year 1. It says, as year 1 comes to a close, many of you are searching for every available item or piece of gear that can be found in Destiny 2. Some items will still be available in Season 4, such as destination weapons and armor sets. Other year 1 items will be retired from vendors when Destiny 2 Forsaken releases on September 4th. So here's everything that's going to be retired. So all the year 1 weapons and armor, basically from the Vanguard, from the Crucible, the seasonal rewards from the Gunsmith, Ikora, all her packages, so the armor, the emblems, Trials of the Nine, all that stuff, Iron Banner stuff, Cade stashes, all of that is going to be retired. And he says, while these year 1 items will be retired from the vendors, their stock will be refreshed with new gear featuring random rolls ready for all players to earn in year 2. Some items may return in year 2, but not exactly as you remember them. So he says, come September 4th, a small number of weapons that you know and love will be updated to year 2 standards, featuring the random rolls and the capacity to accept year 2 weapon mods.
That thing where they said a small number of weapons that you know and love will be updated to year 2. That's where they showed the picture of the 10 different better devils.
Yep.
Yeah. So now folks need to know that you'll be able to still buy from the collection some year 1 stuff. Right. My question, because I went over my best weapons from year 1 video on Saturday where I'm going over, because I have a lot of stuff and I'm deleting a lot of stuff, but stuff I'm keeping. My question is, okay, my beloved Minanan, right? Should I get 3 of them from the gunsmith? 1 arc, 1 solar, 1 void? Because even though if it's in my year 1 collections and I buy it back, is it going to have the same element on it? Because elemental mods are going away, and you're going to have to use whatever element you have.
Sorry, they're all going to kinetic, so it's okay.
If the Minanan goes kinetic, I'd kind of be happy with that, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, but you know what, Sean? You got to look at it this way too, man. As much as you love that gun, and I know going into every expansion, we're always like, there's like, I think of Mida. Mida was the one gun, like, no matter what, always moved it forward. But that was being an exotic. You know you're going to find something new.
Yeah, I know.
Forsaken, you're going to like. Like right now, you're concerned. You're going to find a better arc weapon that you want to use. You're going to find a better solar weapon. Like, you don't need to have 3 of that gun, man. You'll be all right.
If Future Warcall can bring back my Wounded with full auto, Firefly and Outlaw with the red dot sight, I will be a very happy camper, man.
Oh, I wanted to say something too. Like, I wasn't doing the hoarding of tokens like you had been doing, Sean. Mm-hmm. And so I started doing that at the beginning of this event and not upgrading any of my vendors or anything. Mm-hmm. I had 0 EDZ tokens at the beginning of the event. I now have 240.
Okay.
And that's what's it been? Not even 2 weeks. You know what I mean? Like, how long has it been since that? We're actually, no, it's been less than that, right? But yeah, so in just that small amount of time, like doing what you're saying, hoarding those, I've got thousands of gun parts. What are the weapon parts, right?
Yeah, weapon parts.
And then over 240, I think it was, EDZ tokens. And just the EDZ, that's where I was doing my public event, so I've got the most of those. But it's been fun, and it's been interesting watching those things, see how quickly that they can build up. I mean, you are ridiculous, but we're gonna have a nice amount of currency to spend when Forsaken comes. Mm-hmm.
Do you know how many gunsmith materials I have? I'm looking at Destiny Item Manager. I have over 7,000 gunsmith materials.
Oh my God.
Vanguard tokens, I'm at about 2,500. Crucible only about 1,400, I think. The destinations, I have thousands of each destination. They're going to help with the soft cap, because that's what I used Warmind. Right. I used them for Warmind basically to get, because
that's the mistake I made. Yeah.
They're going to give you year 1 stuff, but I will believe it will help with your soft cap. So I encourage people, don't go to the destinations the first week and cash them all in. Cash them in a little bit, get some soft cap stuff. Yep. Do your weekly or your every 4-day milestones. Yep. Then cash a few more in, see where your soft cap is, and just kind of,
What are we going to call these milestones? Are we going to call them the 4-day? I don't like the 4-day milestones. I don't like that.
Right?
We got to come up with chat. Can you guys come up with a catchy name?
Quadstone.
Well, actually, they got rid of
Kick them in the Quadstone.
Didn't they say they're getting rid of the name Milestone, and it's now Challenges?
Yeah, it's
right?
Challenges. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
On the challenge reset, is that what we're calling it?
Yeah. Well, it's not weekly.
Challenging.
Well, we can't call it weekly. It's not bi-weekly, is it? Right. And there's not enough days.
The quad
7 days a week.
I don't know.
Quad. I don't know.
It was like trying to get used to power ammo and getting away from heavy and special.
That's the one thing that I'm really glad that I just absolutely refused to do. I never said power ammo. I always have and still always call it heavy.
Yeah.
I either say heavy or purple. That's it.
I have a hard time saying that.
That's one of the ways you know if someone's a year 1 player or has been there in D1. I mean, that's how you know.
Or no, the fact that I call them yellow bars. Because when I did my Nightfall Orb farming video, I kept saying yellow bars all the time. Bars. Right. And I didn't realize that there's people who played Destiny 2 that never played Destiny 1. And they're like, why, dude, they're orange bars. Yeah, why are you calling them yellow bars? I'm like, oh, wait a second. They didn't play D1 where that's all we called them was yellow bars. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, it's just a D1 thing. Don't worry about it,
Right.
Yep. We got in the chat somebody saying quarter stones, and then now Jessica Cha, she's saying nope, it's quad stones.
Larry Davis says, how about weekly hump stones? Oh, God.
The filthy foregrind. That's a good one.
Somebody will come up with something better than we did.
Yep.
It's like when we tried to rename the Nolan bot and the Nolan drawer or whatever when we had Dinklebot, and then Nolan North took over the ghost. So it's
like
all right,
saying,
what are we
put your dink in it, man. I mean, that was the best thing to say, right? When it was the thing, put your Nolan in, it just didn't sound the same.
Didn't
I don't
work.
know, it didn't have the same ring to it.
Kidney stones.
Kidney stones, yes.
That's
Who knows how
funny.
challenging they are, Bunny Kid? They might be kidney stones or feel like kidney stones.
Right.
Let's go back. We mentioned at the top of the show, Sean, I think you mentioned real quick about the ship that dropped this week and how, you had some people saying it was a reskin. And honestly, I mean, it's one of the coolest looking ships in the game. I don't care what anybody says. The actual reskin with the just shine that it has on it looks
when
awesome.
it's sitting in orbit.
Yeah,
it
it's like animated with the taken-fied effect.
It looks very, very cool, I think. But you know, when people were in, like, let's say the Whisper Quest and they could see the vault through there, and you know, if let's say they did totally redo the vault, people would have lost their minds and probably have loved that. But they're not on board for the ship. Like, what's the difference there, really? You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of what I was thinking. When I saw people freaking out about it, I'm like, man, like, it's all part of the same universe. It's like when you watch Star Wars and you see the Millennium Falcon show up. It's a Millennium Falcon. Like, it's going to show up. You're in the Star Wars universe. That's the way it works. So this ship dropping, you know, if you want to go in and look at it and be a cynic, then, sure, they just use the same asset. But
if you think
it's
about it,
cool,
though,
man, that they bring that stuff back.
Well, if you think about it, you just accomplished a secret Taken mission. Everybody's favorite ship has always been that ship from that raid.
Yeah.
And that's been taken-fied, and it looks awesome. So, I mean, you don't like it? Don't use it. Whatever.
And you get to go look in through a portal that looks at the actual Vault of Glass from Destiny 1.
Yep.
And that's definitely it. And, you know, we freaked out the other day. I'm not sure if I said this on last week's show or it happened after that. I was using my sleeper, and right before our Fireteam leader was taking us back in orbit, I shot my sleeper through the portal, and it looked like it ricocheted
off
of
you said that last week,
that ledge. Yeah, and I freaked out. I was like, take us back in there, dude. We're on to something. And I still think there's something. There's got to be more than that Easter egg in there. You know what I mean? Bungie loves to put secrets in. We've been complaining there's no secrets in the game. There's no weird things to find. So they put this in there. There's got to be more things in there.
Yep.
Someone's got to find it.
I'm sure there will.
Well, you know, what's interesting is, and I may have said this last week, but when we first found that Whisper Quest, everybody, and once they found the shortcut in the green room, everybody thought the green room was just a troll room by Bungie to make you go around. Yep. But obviously, then they figured out the chests and whatnot. But that space took so much time, man. It's just I mean, come on, that's just awesome.
I don't think they had it in the game. I think they built that from scratch. I mean, someone would have glitched in there early on. So
more than likely.
Yep. Yeah, no,
especially the PC version, man. People would have found that. I mean, that would have been data mined in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, as we're recording this, so if you're tuning in to the podcast version, it's probably already happened, but the combat stream will be live on Bungie's Twitch page at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. And we got a neat little teaser trailer for the combat stream. From what we could see, it looks like the 3-tap hand cannons are coming back. You can see that in the stream. What are you guys looking forward to seeing in the stream tomorrow? Do you have any predictions?
That shotgun range getting nerfed. I absolutely think, because of they show a shotgun kill and it's pretty close as far as the range. It's not like it is now. And I think that's one of the things. I mean, they're talking about, you know, many weapons having more damage and time to kill changing and, you know, slots and all that. But the range on, I mean, it's the range now on shotguns is twice the range of the Matador back in the Matador days.
Oof.
You know what I mean?
Insane. Yeah, it's insane.
So it's nuts. So I think they definitely got to bring that in. And then it's going to be fun to see how, you know, because hand cannons, they're good, but the only people that really use hand cannons are people that are, you know, have really good aim, or they just have something for hand cannons, which I like them occasionally, but that's just not my play style. But if you get back to the old AS Luna 3-tap days, I'm in. You know.
Yeah. Let's set an expectation, because I see some people in chat. This is a combat reveal stream. I don't think we're really going to see anything new Forsaken-wise.
Right.
I really want to see and hear the explanation on how the global time to kill change is going to work. Yeah. Because if 3-tap hand cannons come back, and let's say they globally change time to kill, does that mean Graviton Lance is going to be a 2-burst? Does that mean Vigilance Wing is going to be a 1-burst? You know, because there's got to be a lot of thought, a lot of math, I'm sure, that's going to go behind the health. You know what I mean? There's going to be a lot of thought going into. This is a big deal, you know, because for me with poor aim, unless I'm using graviton. A lot of times that's why I don't use things besides graviton or crimson and stuff, is because if my Manananan aim is on, I'll waste someone from clear across map. But many, many times I'll get them to near no health and they'll run off. You know what I mean? I want to see how the time to kill is going to affect that, because if they do reduce it or make it quicker, that means that instead of them running off, I'll get the kill. That's why with Mida, I was really good. It's Scrub Gun, I know, from Destiny 1. I was so good with it in D1 because I knew how many shots it took to kill. In D2, I never could use it because I was so used to how many shots it took and the feel from D1 that I'd get them down to nothing and they would shade step off, because it's a hunter, of course. But you know what I mean? So I'm really curious. That's my main focus, is how they're going to work the math behind the time to kill and how these other weapons are going to be affected by the ones that are really strong right now, like either Vigilance, Crimson, Graviton Lance, Uriel's Gift, all the auto rifle. Because in that one Game Informer video, you see a 600 round per minute auto rifle doing 21's crit and 13 to the body. Normally they do 13 to the body, 17 to the crit.
Yeah.
So that right there says, all right, body damage is not changed, but we're rewarding you for
accuracy.
Now, I think they had the HUD turned off or partially, so maybe that gun had a perk on it that, because it wasn't glass half full, because you saw his initial shots were doing 21.
Same, right.
So we got to really see how that's going to work out with all the different, because
that absolutely could be a mod. It could be a perk on a mod.
That's true. Yeah.
Good point, right? What if it's a bonus precision damage in PvP mod or something like that?
Right.
I mean,
Yep.
I'm going to put that on my origin story for, well, we don't know yet if we can mod our year one guns. They've teased it, but they haven't actually said if we could do it. You know what I mean?
Well, we do know here in terms of the stream tomorrow, we are going to get, it says, tune in to watch as we configure our Guardians to play a specific role in the arena. So I don't know if that's like different subclasses or something. Catch a glimpse of the new user interface you'll use to employ to choose your weapon and modify it. So we're going to probably see a little bit of mod addition and subtraction on some weapons. And spectator battle between developers on a new Crucible map to debut in Season 4.
Nice.
So we are going to get at least a glimpse of a new map, which I think is kind of neat that they'll be doing that. And who knows where that map's going to take place. I would hope it's going to be in one of the new locations, either in the Reef or I doubt they'll give us a Dreaming City map, but or at least to show us tomorrow. They want to keep a lot of that secret, but I'm looking forward to it, man. I definitely want to see, how it's going to kind of play out. And of course, that time to kill. I mean, a lot of the hardcore PvP people, I'm sure, will be tuning in to see that because, Sean, I mean, we've played, and even KW, you did too, playing Gambit, and being able to put those guns and change your weapon slots. Those weapon slot changes are a big deal and really can change the way you're going into a match, just your whole mindset of
it does, because again, it goes to play style. Sean and I both, kind of our play style in as far as Destiny goes is more of a at range type of play style. Now I'll change it up. I'll change it up occasionally if I'm playing Supremacy or if I'm playing a mode that requires me to be a little more aggressive and be running around more. And then if I'm playing Supremacy or something, I'll go shoulder charge shotgun and be out there, run around like a maniac. But it allows you you have to do some thinking about your loadout on in each different situation and each different game type. So for sure.
Yep.
I'm definitely
when we were playing. Sorry, Sean. When we were playing Gambit at Guardian Con, it was just one of those things. I was literally thinking, okay, we're going to need more range. We're going to need, who's going to be the person that invades. That person may want more, aggressive stuff. I wasn't going to be the person invading, so I went mostly long range stuff. So there's definitely some tactics that you need to think about.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to force myself as soon as the 28th hits to run a D1 setup to get you, because trying to use that Whisper of Worm, I can't hit anything. I'm so terrible. And the Whisper of the Worm, it does nothing to the body. You have to get a crit in PvE. So I'm going to force myself to put a sniper on in the energy slot, run my favorite exotic or kinetic and run like a rocket or something like that. And then get used to using a shotgun again too. Because I remember in PvP, I was either using my longbow or my Mapador, but for the most part, I was running a Mapador. But then again, I was having a blast towards the end of D1 with, was it Saladin's Vigil? What was the one you got from Archon's Forge? The fusion rifle.
The fusion.
I think it was Saladin's Vigil, I think. Yeah, the Vigil, I think it was, yeah. So getting used to running a setup like that where, I'm getting more special ammo, and it's going to be fun. I'm really looking forward to it.
I will say that as far as Whisper goes in PvP, if you can get those headshots, it is ridiculous. And not only that, because it overpenetrates, I saw one that got a double right through one guy's head and through the other.
Yeah.
That's awesome,
And
man.
so it's a beast in all arenas for sure.
No doubt. Yeah. All right. Well, let's take a minute here to thank our sponsor On Air PC. That's right. The guys at On Air PC.
Yeah.
We've teamed up with them. And guys, let me tell you, if you are looking to stream anything on the internet, especially video games, I mean, right now, Twitch, YouTube, all of that is the hot thing. On Air PC will help you out. Our good buddy Ryan and the team over there are set up to get you live on the internet doing whatever you want to do. We had a great call with Ryan and the crew, Caleb. And the cool thing about what they do is, unlike other PC companies out there, if you're looking to get into PC gaming and you go to a website and you pick a nice little drop-down box and all that, no, that's not what On Air PC does. They literally want to get you on the phone. You got to call 330-850-1525. Get on the phone with them. Tell them what you want to stream. Do you want to stream Fortnite? Do you want to stream Destiny? Do you want to stream Call of Duty Black Ops 4? Whatever it is, they will help you build the PC so that you can be playing not only your game, but also streaming it live to YouTube, to Twitch, whatever it is that you want. So you're not going to just some website and doing that. And the other thing, too, is they build the PC for you, play on it for 24 hours, ship it out to you, and then when you get the PC, they help you set it up, get you live, walk you through OBS, the whole setup and everything, and then they're always a call away to help you make sure that your stream is looking good, that you got the green screen going, all of that. So, again, On Air PC, the phone number to call is 330-850-1525. We'll have that down in the show notes. I'm going to get a nice little bubble up on our website as well. You can go over there, theguardiansofdestiny.com. And again, if you guys are looking right now, if you've seen videos of Destiny 2 running on the PC, I mean, it looks incredible.
And I gotta say, I mean, I've known Ryan now for a little while, and he's the one that actually I got my laptop from when I was in need of a laptop. And he was also there at Guardian Con. Yep. He was with the DCP booth building PCs. My son went over at Guardian Con, and they built a PC together. He absolutely is going to be the person that's going to talk to him or his son or somebody. It's a very small crew, but they specifically customize every single thing that you do. If you have a dollar amount, a thing that you want to do, it's not iBuyPower where you just pick a box and you get it. Good luck. And when it gets there, there's loose parts. Yep. They test everything. They make sure it's working perfectly.
They play on it for 24 hours. Look, make sure it works.
We've had offers to have other sponsors, and we've turned a lot of them down. Once it's something that is meaningful, then hey, yeah, you know what? Well, let's go down that path. So definitely hit up On Our PC. Ryan's awesome. Yep. If you need a computer, or if you need something to game on or stream, hey, hit them up. There's no better person, really. Again,
On Air PC, 330-850-1525. And like I said, I will have that phone number in the show notes for you. And I think we're going to start putting it up on the stream, too, so people can start seeing that as we're going. Definitely give them a call if you're looking to get into PC gaming and want to be streaming and getting out on the net, because Ryan and the crew will help you go live. So, all right, guys, let's move on here to our clan spotlight, the part of the show where we give you a clan to play in. And like we said, we're, right now with Forsaken coming out, everybody's looking to get back into the game because Solstice of Heroes is rolling. You have players coming back. I love seeing the reports of clans coming back online, people getting back together. I mean, hell, Caleb, I know you recently you were just like, man, Guardian 1, it seems like nobody's playing. Bam! Right, everybody's back in. Our chats are back up and rolling on Twitter. It's awesome to see the clans just rolling.
Oh, my God. That's
so who do we got this week, Kato? We got a great clan for people.
So interesting. So this clan has Xbox One and PS4 players. It's called Masters of the Universe, and it's funny. They've got a He-Man little logo. It's kind of funny. But it says, we're a friendly clan of dedicated Destiny players from across the globe with a mix of D1 veterans and players new to D2. We originally formed around a YouTuber / Twitch streamer, and as a result, we have some members who are very experienced in both PvP and PvE, including leading people who haven't raided before through the raids and lairs. If you're looking for a relaxed clan of people who play regularly, we'd love to have you. Unlike other clans where the atmosphere is more serious, we're like a group of good friends linked together by our passion, Destiny. We have about 12 very active players, because they've got 77 people in this clan. They have 12 really active people at the moment. They're looking to get more active players, with a number of people who played during Season 1 who will be returning for Forsaken, so they're going to have more than 12 once Forsaken drops. Still on the roster, but we're always looking for new friends to play and raid with. Our clan is very active. We have a clan Discord where the conversation about the game takes place. often, and we try to organize raid clears as often as people are available. We also have members who are playing every day and are always open to teaming up with their clan mates. They gave me a Discord link, which I'm not going to read, which would be silly, but on BNet, you can look up Masters of the Universe. There's a couple of Masters of the Universe. Just make sure it's the one that the short, the little tag is MOTU. And I think actually there might be a typo in the Master of the Universe. I think it's Univice. But on BNet, if you go on there and look, it's MOTU. On there, if you can contact somebody, they'll send you that Discord link and you can join right in. So, but if you're looking for an active group that's looking to build and they're really nice, hit them up and play some Forsaken, man.
Yeah. Dude, it's right around the corner, I was thinking. I mean, we're less than 30 days now, right?
I know, man.
It's
what, 29 days till I get to wear Aldrin's ass as a hat?
Yep. Ooh, do you want to wear his ass as a hat, dude? I don't know, man. I don't know.
It's a thing.
All right, let's move on to our final segment here, the part of the show where we get you involved that we call Messages from the City. All right, don't forget you can email us feedback at theguardiansofdestiny.com, just like Phantom Flyer did. And he said, "Good evening, fellow Guardians. I've got to say, everything the past month has been amazing. The Whisper Quest is so much fun, and I hope to see more of it in the future. As for Solstice of Heroes, I'm loving the grind and having a blast playing with my fellow clanmates. My question is, do you think we can expect more grind like this in the future? Getting greens and working them up to blue and purple as we did with Solstice. Heck, even maybe working some to exotic. Some exotics will drop like normal, while others start as greens and get stronger over time. I would love to hear your thoughts. Phantom Flyer 09.
Do you guys notice? Go ahead, Shawnee. Go ahead.
I kind of covered this before. I think this is a test as to how the upgrade system is, because they said we're going to find a piece of gear. It's going to drop with 2 random perks. One's going to be related to abilities like grenade throw distance. I hope they bring back increased melee attack speed for PvP. And the other is related to like scout rifle ammo or something. So
wait. I have to stop you real quick. You want increased melee range? Did you say?
No.
You said attack speed.
Speed. Yeah.
I was gonna say, all right, listen, Warlock. No,
calm down. Yeah. Well, yeah, I know, because right now I'm tired of having boxing matches with Hunter when I've got these big Ophidian aspects, these big guns right here.
I'm sorry to
little scrawny Warlock stabbing me with their knife or whatever. No, but I think so you get a piece of gear, you like it, and like, you know what? I'm gonna hold on to this. I'm gonna upgrade it. Well, do these tasks. What does that mean? Grind. It means do other activities within the game. Same thing, like with the story. So I think he's dead on with the suggestion of level, because they said they did say also I think weapons were gonna have to level up too, correct?
I think so, yeah.
I think they did say that. Yeah.
No, I hope it's not, of course, like we had to do with D1 with the moats. I mean, that's not the way it's going to be. With all. No. I mean, how would you feel if you get a random roll, but you have to unlock the perks?
I'd be cool with that.
You're cool with that? Because a lot of people just like kind of getting the weapon and bam, you just have everything ready to go from the get-go. I mean,
what if you got a gun that you liked that was green that you upgraded to blue, and each time you upgraded it, you got an additional perk slot?
That perk. Yeah,
that'd be a good.
You know what I mean? So that wouldn't be a bad one. There were some guns I remember when I was just going through and I had a green and I liked it, but then as you're leveling, you needed to use the most powerful thing that you could, and you never went back to doing that, or you deleted it after you got the blue that was better. That would be pretty cool, because they spent a lot of time making those guns. By the way,
many of them.
I mean, and how much fun did you guys? How much fun did you have when you went to your inventory? You went to Rahul after you did some of these things from Solstice, and you go to convert your engrams, and you have blue engrams that can.
I know, right?
It's decrypt. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah. What? I haven't seen a blue engram in a year.
Yeah, I know. So it's I love that. I love being able to level stuff up, and yeah, if there's something imagine if Manananan was a green, Sean.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
How would you like to, let's say, so in this world that we're creating here, you want a gun and you get it as green and it goes all the way up to legendary, hell, let's even say exotic. Do you want to see when it's a green from the get-go what those perks are that you're going to unlock on that roll? Or do you want it where, okay, here's the initial little thing you get when it's green, and then when you hit blue, it's like pulling that slot machine and the little perk thing goes and bam, and then you see that next
randomized
perk. Part of the thing against that is that you may invest all that time to get it to that point, and then it's just like, I just invested all this time for no reason. So it's like, I kind of want to know from the beginning, do I even want to bother investing in this piece of gear, whatever it is, gun or armor?
Well, it depends it depends on how expensive it is to upgrade, right? Because we know it's going to be expensive to level up to bring up year one guns, right?
Yeah.
We know that already. So it would depend if it was how expensive it is to do that. Is it worth it or not? I don't know.
Yeah, I'd want to know. I'd say the former more than the latter. I want to know what it is I'm going to put some work into. In fact, that'll get me hyped because, oh my God, I just got XYZ Scout Rifle with XYZ perk. I'm going to go to town leveling this thing up as quick as I can. I'm going to transfer it between characters so I could do bounties to get XP. Do you guys remember transferring a gun to each character to do bounties so the XP would be put onto that weapon to level up before you had to get your Ascendant shards to put in it? I don't want to go back to the old school, the original way where it was a nightmare, but at the same time, not so easy where I just throw motes of light into it and it's leveled up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's funny to think of all the things that as Destiny players have gone through that they've, I don't want to say taught's the wrong word, but that Bungie has learned from going through this game as to all the different quality of life things that we've gone through. Yeah. That was just a thing, like farming for materials and having to make sure you had the right gear on when you decrypted your stuff, like all these things, right? That was when you're programming and when you're making the game, it just doesn't, you're not doing it, you're not playing it, you're just thinking, okay, well, if you do this, you just think it by default, well, this will happen. It's not. There's been so many things, and that's why it bothered me anytime that people say, that Bungie doesn't listen. Like they listen better than any company I've ever seen as far as the gaming side goes.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's
yeah. I mean, it's not until you're playing the whole game and you're playing it day to day and literally living the hobby of playing Destiny, and it's like, wait a minute, this system is too cumbersome. It's taking me away from the fun of the video game, and like that's when these changes come in. That's why it's a quality of life change. That's literally what it is. It's quality of your gameplay, moment to moment life.
When was the last time you guys heard anybody bitch about Vault Space? Because I'm the Vault Space bitch captain.
Yeah.
Right. So now that we're getting all this vault space and then more coming, another 200 coming, or is it 500? Is it? I forget.
Well, you know what, dude? I mean, the best part now is even the vault space, I think, is going to almost become minimal because it's like if you're not using it, you're probably almost better off breaking it down to get the resources from it. Right. And if that gun ever becomes good again, you go out and just grind for the resource you need to buy it back from your collection.
Yep.
You're good to go. So like the vault, honestly, the vault may be something that we're getting this 200 space. You're not going to need it anymore because now that your collection's here,
But is collections for year two? Because remember, year two stuff is all randomly rolled, I think collections is only for year one, maybe.
True,
so
that's true, Sean. Yeah, maybe.
If you see something you like,
right?
Because I remember my vault in D1 was just everything that was randomly rolled that I thought had potential based on the meta.
Sean, because I think they said that you're going to basically be able to go in your collection, see what you have and what you don't have, and if you don't have something, it points you in the direction as to where you need to go to get it. So like you may say, okay, here's all the PvP loot. It's basically like here's the PvP loot table from year two. Here's the ones you have. Here's the ones you don't have. Go back out in the Crucible and do this, and you need to go do that, and hopefully that gun drops for you. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I'm sure the chat can correct us if we're wrong. That may be out there, but I think the collection is just across the board. So we're going to be able to go into the Dreaming City space and see, okay, well, what are the random drops that can drop there? And then you see what you don't have, and you know what you need to do to get out there to do it. Or you may see your raid set. Okay, I have this raid piece. I got to go do this. Or actually, Gatorman's saying no, that it is collections year only. What's he saying? Correct. Collections year only. Does that mean year
I think
one?
he means year one. I think he means year one, yeah.
Wow.
Because think about it. If it's randomly rolled and you keep pulling from your collections for year two stuff, it's going to have a random roll each time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's correct. Yep.
So it should be interesting. But I actually was kind of hoping they were going to get rid of the whole frame thing and just give it a base stat for a weapon and literally go back to the 3 columns. I really hope they add more columns so that just, to give it more variety. Because, you're always looking for that. I want that scout rifle with or that auto rifle with counterbalance or persistence or something. You know what I mean? Whereas right now it's a frame, 3 different barrels on certain weapons, whatever, 2 perks, and then like the main perk. You know what I mean? But if I can get a origin story like weapon,
which you will.
Well, and go ahead, Shawnee.
I was gonna say one of the weapons in the Game Informer article where they're doing the second campaign mission, he's using a 450 round per minute auto rifle with outlaw and kill clip on it. I was like, whoa. I was like, I want that thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was probably random roll too, hopefully.
Right. Well, and that's kind of one of the reasons that I think they're preemptively striking with the additional vault space. Number one, because we need it, but number two, because people collect stuff. But number three, when you have random rolls, you're going to have multiples of the same weapon.
Right.
So, and save them. And well, if for PvE, this roll is probably perfect. But for PvP, this is the god roll of that weapon. Yeah. Plus, if you have different, now that we're not putting elemental mods on guns, you get an arc one, you get a void one, you get a solar one. You may want to keep all three. So we're going to keep more gear than we did as it is currently. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because me personally, I've joked about this. I'm kind of serious, but I joke about it that the three characters that I run are Void Titan, Solar Titan, and Arc Titan, because I have a set of gear for each week on the burns and for whatever that I'm going into. So I want to be able to be max light on all of the different burns. So I need to have that. So if I'm not running Armamentarium, which I usually run, but if I'm running Arc, I don't need to have Armamentarium because I already have 2 grenades with my Arc subclass. So now I can put on something else. If I'm running Void, I'm going to be running with my Saint 14. So I just need to I want to be able to be max light on all three burns. So then on all 3 elements, I should say. So then if you're doing that, then again now with 3 characters, you're going to need the vault space.
Yeah. Real quick here, this is an article from July 3rd over on Polygon. And they're talking about, I guess, just the collections and all that, kind of what we were saying. And it says that the Forsaken is going to allow you to pull items out of your inventory and add them, or on the fly, pull them out of this menu, add them to your inventory at a cost. It says Bungie's working on the exact numbers. It says when you do pull it out, it will be lower than, kind of where you're at your power, to basically not make it so there's this power exploit that's going to be there. It says, as for year 2 items, Bungie's working on a solution. After Forsaken's release, players will be unable to purchase any randomly rolled legendary weapons and armor from the collection. However, Bungie has stated that it's working on a solution for this problem and will presumably reveal it and implement it later. So that could be something that comes in the combat stream, right? We may see that because it says you're going to look at this user interface. They may already have that solved. And a lot of that stuff probably already needs to be locked in place. We're less than 30 days. So you would hope that some of that stuff's in there. Or it might be something that, hey, off the bat, you can only get your year 1 items, but they are working on a way. Because, that's going to be the issue is when you pull something out of your collection, is it just going to suddenly create this randomly rolled weapon again, and everybody's going to go in until they get that god roll? The only way to really fix that is you create some sort of currency that is kind of stops you from doing that. Or it's just, it goes in there with the rolls you had. I don't know how they're going to handle that. So clearly they're looking at it, but at least they brought that up, that they are looking at a way to make year 2 items.
Hey, real quick, there's a question in chat for someone who didn't play D1. Said, who defines God roll? Explain that, Shawnee.
Yeah.
God roll is basically a certain archetype that's really good, has a base stat. Let's take a hand cannon, right? That had a good potential in terms of damage, fire rate, decent, not too fast, not too slow, and they're looking for the perfect perk. So in D1, like the Ias Luna was known as the baby Hawk Moon because it looked like a Hawk Moon, but it had a really good base stability stat. So everyone would try to get it with this perk called Luck in the Chamber, where one of your shots would do an just absurd amount of damage. So you would try to get that. You try to get a rangefinder or rifled barrel, but you try to get the perfect. Like I had a Lord High Fixer that was the god roll for PvP. It had rangefinder, Luck in the Chamber. It had rifled barrel. It had everything to make it the ideal PvP type of hand cannon. Or my wounded scout rifle was the god roll for PvE because it was a scout rifle, like fast firing. Medium rate fire rate, like Nameless Midnight, but full auto, outlaw, Firefly, and a nice clean red sight. So to me, that was a god roll. So it is a bit subjective, but there are some things that the community will come to the consensus. You got a god roll, and that's another thing that everyone is probably looking forward to when like Forsaken comes out. Is everyone sharing and being jealous? Hey, look what I got from the Nightfall. I got the XYZ, and it dropped with XYZ perks in it. Oh my God. You know what I mean? Or you can get this scout rifle from this particular Outlaw Lost Sector. I got to do that every single week to try to get that perfect roll up. I got it with maybe half of what I like. All right, let me do it again next week, and just keep doing it over and over.
Yeah, because I know, and it's funny because it's definitely a thing. It's real because I remember I had, I probably in all of D1 I probably got 20 different AS Lunas. I got one God Roll Eos Luna, and it was a difference maker in PvP. I mean, it really was. I could use any of those other ones, and I would not get half the kills that I did when I had, all the luck in the chamber and all the different things that I needed to. That was just wrecking people. And when you get that gun that has each perk as the best perk for that slot on that gun, it makes a difference. It's big. And so that's why everybody's asking for random rolls for number one, for the perks, but number two, for the grind. That's people that used to just grind for that. I mean, Shawnee, you were grinding like crazy trying to get that perfect Eos Luna. I remember that, right?
And I never got it. Right. I played all summer PvP. I came close, but no cigar.
Right. So
that's great.
There you go.
Cool. All right. Well, there you go, guys. I think that's it for us this week. Obviously, next week we're going to have a ton to talk about with the combat stream out there. I mean, I'm super excited to tune into that. And again, as many of you are tuning into this episode, you already know it all. You're listening to us from the future, or we're in the past, however that works. You are the Vex.
1 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, baby. Yes. Let's go.
Yeah. So be sure to tune into that, guys, over in the YouTube chat. Because I know everybody's going to be going bananas. I'm interested to see how many people tune into that compared to those who tuned into the Forsaken reveal. I would assume the Forsaken reveal probably had more, right, or will have more.
This is strictly combat.
No, because people are dying for content.
But I was going to say, but there's a lot of people that are back and that are hyped again about Destiny.
Yeah, man.
Right? Back then, it was kind of more that like cautious. Maybe I'll look in, and some people are just like, "Oh, the game is still." Crap, I'm not going to watch it. Where now people are back, they're hyped, they're excited. I think people want to see it, man. I think it's going to be great. Sean, are you going to be streaming tomorrow?
No, and actually no content creators, and if you do, you're going to get a copyright strike from Activision. No content creators can stream it. So I'll be recording it and taking furious notes, and we'll do a full breakdown of everything that you need to know right after it. So
beautiful.
I will be doing the same with the notepad.
So be sure to tune in, of course, to Sean's YouTube channel. Check that out. Next week we will be live. I think next week, guys, let's shoot for 9:30. Can we start moving the show to 9:30? Because honestly, it works a little bit better for me tonight. It was a little bit tight, so I think at least our normal time will be 9:30, and then when we do the late show, it'll be 10. So it's just 30 minutes later, so it's not too bad.
9:30 works for me. Yeah.
Yeah. So check it out next week, 9:30 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 p.m. Pacific, and we will be talking all about the combat stream. And at that point, I mean, we're what? 2 more episodes after that? I think as of right now, we got like 3 episods before Forsaken.
3
drops.
Right. Yes, that's
amazing,
correct.
Man. So crazy. Crazy.
So it was like 1, 2, 3, 4. So Forsaken episode will be 265.
Beautiful.
Wow.
Let's go.
So, of course, you can follow us on Twitter at Guardians of Z. Email us feedback at theguardiansofdestiny.com. And, of course, if you want to help support the show and you want to get access to EBD Radio, we're recording it this week, guys. You can find the link in the show notes or on our website. $5 gets you access to the
And Mesa Sean will be on
$7
EBD.
gets you the video. And send us your questions. Even if you don't subscribe to EBD, we need questions that are not Destiny related. We know you guys got some good ones. Email them to us, feedback at theguardiansofdestiny.com, or just hit us on Twitter at Guardians of D. Message them to us, and we will be talking about those on EBD. And, of course, check out Sean's YouTube channel, youtube.com/MesaSean, and you can find the video version of the podcast there. So, all right, boys, anything else you want to throw out here at the end?
That's it.
All right. Well, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. However you're tuning in, whether it's through YouTube, through iTunes, through Podbean, or your podcast service of choice, thank you so much. And with that, we'll catch you guys next time. Later. For the blind, not in the closet.
Look, he's gonna die.
Funny, man.
Mark.
Nice.
I haven't hung that one up yet. That's the one thing that I got from Guardian Con that I bought. Pretty
sweet.
cool.
Hey, Destroyer, what's up, dude?
Destroyer,
Better late than never. Just signing off right now. Good stream, guys. Good show, guys. Everyone, thanks for hanging out in chat, guys.
Yeah, thanks, guys. As always, we'll be there next week. And, guys, definitely tune into the combat stream tomorrow. It's going to be
1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific
stuff.
Standard Time.
Yeah. So, all right, stream, I'm going to kill it. Thanks, guys. I'll catch you later.
All right, guys. See you. Love you.